Hello again, welcome back to the channel. It's DigiFox. Today we're going to be talking about a couple of articles as well as giving you some TA on some key things. Now you're probably wondering first and foremost, what is this on my head? Well, this is actually a tinfoil hat because what we're talking about here is going to be quite interesting and quite theory based on our end. So first and foremost, since we're doing TA, none of this is financial advice. We are not financial advisors. Everything said here is 100% our opinion. So let's get right into it. First things first, coming to you from payments.com, we see the UK could intro crypto laws within 12 months. And this is going to play into our next article that we're going to go into. This was published on April 18, 2023, so very recent, actually yesterday if I'm not mistaken. And we see here that according to Andrew Griffith, who is the Economic Secretary to the UK Treasury, he said in an interview with CNBC on Monday, yesterday, that specific crypto regulations could be enacted in the next 12 months. He goes on to state, we've got control back of our rule book, not something the UK has had for decades. So we've got the ability to move in an agile and proportionate way. And I'm definitely keen to make the most of that opportunity. And that is quoted from Mr. Griffith himself. And so while the US has been cracking down on cryptocurrency, it looks like the UK is doing it differently, and so much so and so efficiently that they will have something available potentially in 12 months. So, as we indicated yesterday in our video, we indicated that Coinbase could be looking at other areas to set up shop, essentially closing down their USA area and their exchange and opening it up somewhere else, potentially in Europe. Specifically, maybe even in the United Kingdom. And here's why. We see here that Coinbase could quit US, says CEO, as SEC doubles down on crypto scrutiny. Now, we've indicated, this is where our tinfoil hat comes involved. We've indicated that they don't want cryptocurrency in the Americas. The reason being is because of the CBDC that they have. And it is going to be affiliated with FedNow, which we also indicated weeks ago on a couple of videos. Go ahead and look back on playlist that it is releasing here in the next couple of months. And banks, I believe over 100 institutions have already been piloted in working with it and ready for the launch in a couple of months. And we see here in this article from Investopedia.com, the largest US domiciled crypto exchange by trading volume could leave the US if regulations don't clarify their approach to cryptocurrency, CEO Brian Armstrong stated. Now, this also goes hand in hand with the Ripple case, the Ripple versus SEC case, because when that is concluded, that is going to offer guidance as well as some sort of regulations or framework as to cryptocurrencies. But now here's the thing. Do the Americans really want a competitor to the US dollar? I don't think so, because it's very much used as a weapon. I mean, look at everything that's been going on, right? So would you want that being taken away from you, even the smallest portion, especially when you have different countries wanting something else? Former partnerships that have gone back decades, they want something else? I don't think so. So the key takeaways from this article is that in London, the CEO of Coinbase stated that the asset exchange could leave the United States if regulatory climate does not improve. Meanwhile, Republican member of Congress heavily criticized the SEC and Chairman Gensler's crypto stance in a letter and during a congressional hearing. Gensler declined to say whether Ether is a commodity or a security. And this is very, very important because Ethereum has a lot of ERC20 tokens. And we indicated in our last video that they have DeFi running on ERC20 tokens. And so that is very problematic. Now also is it an opportunity for hedge fund investors as well as certain individuals with lots of power. But if that's taken away, then it's going to go somewhere else. And that technology and the building upon that technology is going to go somewhere else. So that is going to be interesting how that plays out. And I believe based off of what Mr. Armstrong said, he's taking a stance on this because he probably knows something regarding this, right? 12 months. 12 months. And when they say 12 months, they usually mean two things. One, it's a little bit longer than 12 months, or two, it's less than. So let's go ahead and look at Coinbase, and maybe we can look at the charts to see what's going to happen. So coming to you on TradingView, we've actually already started doing some charting on Coin, which is the ticker symbol on the Wall Street for Coinbase's stock. Now, if you're not familiar with this stock, it actually did release in 2021, so it's fairly new, specifically around, I can't even see the date on this, roughly around the spring time frame of 2021. And it started off really, really high. Like, we're talking like in the hundreds per share. And now it's worth $64 USD. Now, what you have to realize here is we did have a golden cross print on the 4-hour chart. Now, let's go ahead, because it's stocks and they move slowly, and they actually closed 2 days out of the week. There still is a golden cross. Now, we could just go sideways here for a little bit, but what you have to look at is the fact that we could be seeing sideways action for quite some time. Very volatile. This is really, really volatile. It moves with crypto. And so what you have to remember is that if Bitcoin does take a dump, more than likely Coinbase will as well. But now, how low will it go? Well, we have really very minimal things supporting the current price action. And what we could see is actually a retest all the way back to the $30 region. Now, if it does do that, because we have a potential falling wedge here. Now, it's very shoddy if you look at it, not to mention that it might happen, it may not. But there's two things you have to remember. One, it is somewhat of a falling wedge, okay? Because look at right here. First off, you have this gap right here. It's been filled with this right here. So you don't have to worry about that too much, right? And if it still is going to go to the upside a little bit, it's just going to fill that gap. Number two, it is still within a falling wedge, and we are somewhat rolling over right now. That's number three. Number four, and this is the important one, earnings. Earnings is roughly producing to the public what is your profit, and did you make the projected profit scale? And to be honest with you, based off of individuals not having money anymore, individuals meaning civilization in certain countries, it's fair to say that we're going to take a dump. And if it is true that we take a dump, we could actually test the bottom of this wedge, which is going to be the $56 region. So is this going to be a shorting opportunity? It very well might, but the amount of gains is going to be minimal. You would have to literally look at the spread on your short options, your put options rather, and see if it's actually going to be worth it. Will you be able to flip it? At that point, once you're in the profits, I would not hold on to it. I would definitely just sell it. And if you're able to buy more than one option, because some people that watch this channel only have a certain amount of funds, what you have to realize is that if you have 3 options that you're going to purchase, go ahead and sell 1 or 2, at least to the point where you're going to be break even, right? And then the rest you just let ride. Now, if it does produce a falling wedge of some magnitude, we will, like I said, be seeing a $55 region, but it may very well pump. And the way you measure that is coming from the top of the wedge to the bottom of the wedge, and the pump will be roughly around here upon breakout. Now, if it does pump, it is going to go all the way back up to $70. Now, that is a possibility. I don't know if it's going to be honest with you, because we are in a bear market, but who knows? But that would be a triple top if it did that. We're going to 1 top, 2 top, 3 top, and then that is not exactly bullish, right? And so at that point, you are going to be looking at coming all the way back down to test the $30 region, at which point that is time to load up and back up the truck. Now, if it does break up, to be honest with you, definitely take some profits, right? Take some profits, because that is going to be, let's see, what is the price movement on that? The price range, if it were to break out when it hits $58, you're looking at roughly around where's it at? Roughly around a 20% gain or so, right? Something like that. So that is coin for you. That is a bit of plays. Because earnings is here, usually things don't really produce during earnings. People usually take profits days before, and this may be very well one of those positions where they will be taking profits. Now, Let's look at Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is literally banging its head on our ascending triangle. Now, an ascending triangles usually do, it is a bearish pattern. We have yet to really hold in $30,000 region for long. We've dipped down to 29, back up to 30. Like right now, we're at 29,259. And what you have to realize is that, are we below the EMA 9? If we're below the EMA 9, then that's pretty much extremely bearish. Yeah, we are just on it right now. We are just on it, and actually we are hitting our head on it. So it is a possibility we will be coming back down to this triangle region, which is going to be $26,000. Now, it is possible we still come back up to 30 and we bounce all the way through here. Now, if we do come out of this triangle and start crashing down, this is our measurement. We went ahead and measured it. And the way you do it is from the bottom to the top. We can see once it breaks out. Wherever it breaks out, we take this measurement rod and we put it at its exit point. And what we see here is this is going to be roughly around a $21,000 to $22,000 Bitcoin. And I'm presuming it's going to bounce on this marker right here, which is the MA200. So that's a possibility. As you see right now, if you just zoom out, squint your eyes real good, and wiggle your tinfoil hat a little bit, you will see that actually they are going to converge potentially. Maybe, I mean, it's a possibility just using your naked eye. You can kind of see where the flow is going, and this is going this way, and this could come this way. At which point, that roughly ends up with our measurement. Now, that's all assumption. That's all theory. There's nothing really technical about that other than just theorizing, right? But we do indicate that this is a rising wedge. Here is the measurement of the drop-off move, and then not to mention $22,000 is going to be right in line with all this mess right here, all this mess. And you're going to see different levels, and we're not going to go through every single level because that would just take too much time. But what you have to realize is Bitcoin, in the macro side, let's go with months out, right? Months out is quite bearish, and we are still in a bear trend when you look at everything involved coming from the peaks way back here, which we indicated we were forming a head and shoulders. Now, another thing you need to realize on Bitcoin, since we're on the topic, is that could this be a head and shoulders pattern forming out right now, right? Because what you're going to have, if it breaks out of this wedge, it's going to do all this song and dance, right? And then break out right here. Probably hit the 200 MA right here, somewhere around this region, and then stop, and then possibly come back up and maybe hit its head on the outside of the triangle, right? Or maybe on the 50 MA, which is the green line right here, and then do something like this and come back to the 200. And if it does that, ladies and gentlemen, look at that. That would be a perfect head and shoulders right there, which means we have more downside. And the next level, if you are a follower of this channel, and we're going to leave it up here, that is going to take us roughly, it will probably break it out somewhere around here. That would, look at that. Look at that. It would break out around June, right? Break down around June, which is roughly when FedNow is going to be available. Tinfoil. So, let's see here. So when it does break down, or if it does, we are looking at a $16,000 Bitcoin, which is right in line with what we thought it was going to happen. That would be a double bottom, and that could possibly be another place for you to start dollar cost averaging in, because the next level below that, assuming that we are able to hold, which that is a very low assumption, is it's going to be $11,000, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to be rough. That's going to be some serious diamond hands. So, what do you do in preparation for FedNow, Bitcoin falling down, Coinbase moving out of the Americas, and then you have something like this coming out, right? Well, give it a second. Give it a second. There we go. Here we have the rise and fall of fake meat, Beyond Meat, and Impossible Burger. And then we have all kinds of articles on fake meat and the stock being Beyond Meat. Now, if you're not familiar with everything that's been going on, here is what happened in Texas, ladies and gentlemen. So let's just type this in. And this is going to be, you can't make this up. You can't make this up, right? So we're going to go to news articles, right? And we're using the Brave. So here we go. There we go. 18,000 cows killed in Texas via an explosion. The massive, messy task of disposing them. 18,000 cows destroyed in West Texas. All the dairy, all the beef, all the cheese. That's a lot of animals. How does this happen? Like, that's what happened. Like, either they all got together, all 18,000 cow got together and decided, hey, let's get together and create a big fart, right? And create a boom boom. So, yeah, I gotta watch my words, right? And look at this. Look at this. This is absolutely, you can't make this up. You can, and look, here's the explosion right there. What is going, like, that's cows. What's going on? This is insane, right? And so you may think that Beyond Meat is being battled, which it is, it's being battled. But here's the thing that you have to remember. With certain individuals of power coming into play and investing, and you're seeing certain things happen, such as what we just said, hence my little tinfoil hat there. Let's look at the stock. Here's Beyond Meat. Again, opened up at a very interesting time. Look, May 2019. What else happened in May 2019 or around that area? Huh? And so it opened up roughly around $70, got all the way up. Some rich people took profits at the $200 region, and it traded sideways, and then it went all the way down, right? So here we are, quite the place to buy at $16 a share. I'm not sure if they have dividends. I haven't looked at it. I'm just really a trader. But what you have to look at is it is forming almost a perfect elliptical. Like this is beyond belief. This is a trader's dream. And now we're not exactly in the middle of it. We're maybe a couple of months out. But what you're looking at here is that it is going sideways now. Now, with everything that may potentially happen in the market, not to mention, what is this? The big E, earnings coming up. It may come down again. And if it does come down, it's probably going to come down to the $12 region, maybe a little bit more. But at the end of the day, you could dollar cost average in. But what you have to look at here, ladies and gentlemen, is this. It's forming a beautiful, beautiful rounded bottom, almost halfway complete. And with everything that's been going on with the moo-moos going up in flames because of farting too much, I suppose, right? It could form a possible cup and handle. Now, just using simple Fibonacci retracements, we predicted some price movement. But if you are in the camp of this is what's going to happen, no matter what your beliefs are, if you believe and if you're following charts, and this is where this hat comes in, right? This is my trading thinking hat, right? So if you're in the camp that this is what's going to happen, well, you can make some money off of it. Because look right here. Look, if you were to dollar cost average right now and buy it at its current prices, you are currently looking at a 10x gain on the stock market, ladies and gentlemen. The stock market on Beyond Meat. And that is just to get up, not even to all-time highs. That's just to get up back to the resistance points, the major resistance. Now, what you have to remember is that it will get rejected. But if it does, and it starts falling in this wedge right here, which we're going to leave, then that's a cup and handle. No doubts about it. And if that's a cup and handle, the way you measure that move is go from the top of the cup to the bottom of the cup. And we'll just say right here, right? Because we could be off a little bit on that. And then you put it on the top of the cup. And that is your price target. Now, if you look at this, right? And I want you to look at something right here. Look. Hey, look. So what you're going to do is get the Fibonacci retracement and come all the way down. And I do believe there's going to be some downside still. So we're going to keep it right there. But if you look right there, it almost lines up perfectly with the 1.618 Fibonacci, which is going to be an area that is going to be very important. Because what you have to remember is this is all estimates, right? And we still, if the market is going to go down, it's going to come down further, which means we pull this a little bit further down. And that means that this could very well be spot on, really. And this is all theory. It's all theory. It really is. But I mean, with everything that's been going on, why would you not, try and take a little nibble dibble, right? Take a little dibble dabble. And even right now, just to get back to resistance, that's a 10x. Anything more than that, that's that's like, what is that? That's like another, what is that? Can we extend this out a little bit more? Let's see. Can we take this up? Wait, hold on. Oh, yeah, we can. So if it was to go up to the 618, look at this. That's a 13x. That's a 13x. I mean, come on now, right? So, got our tinfoil hat on, got some trades, got you some news. Happy days, happy trading. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Have a good day.